Space travel used to be a whole lot different back in the day. It was less about scientific exploration and more of a pissing contest between nations as they competed to outdo one another. The famous space race between the US and Russia, for example. With the emergence of space companies like SpaceX, private companies are beginning to leave government-run space agencies light years behind. Since the company's founding in 2008, SpaceX has made unimaginable strides in the aerospace industry. SpaceX became the first ever privately funded company to go to space. Over time, SpaceX has managed to land contracts with NASA to ferry astronauts in and out of orbit. Coming from a scrappy space startup to a highly competitive company that has leapfrogged all the established players is no mean feat. Take the recent contract for NASA's Human Lander System as an example. SpaceX beat is a coalition that seemed undefeatable on paper. Blue Origin's national team included Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper. The team boasted an extensive footprint with more than 200 partner companies across 47 states with thousands in their employees. SpaceX was able to outdo them all. They managed to wipe the floor with a quote nearly half of what the national team submitted. SpaceX employs 1,500 people and occupies a 500,000 square foot facility in Hawthorne, California. SpaceX's influence is so widespread that even Mother Russia wants a piece of the pie. This comes as a huge surprise. Russia, which had a monopoly on human spaceflight after the retirement of NASA's space shuttle in 2011, was previously vocal about their reluctance to fly on the private American spacecraft, citing SpaceX's lack of experience as the reason. Well, it looks like the tables have turned. The director of Russia's space agency, Roscosmos Dmitry Rogozin, has shown interest in working with SpaceX. The director recently invited Musk for tea at his home in Russia last month, marking the beginning of a remarkable change in demeanor since the two have a history of taking shots at each other. Musk has a deep appreciation for Soviet rocketry. He recently spent an hour visiting with the grandson of Sergei Korolev at SpaceX's headquarters, so there is no doubt that if the visit to Russia was to happen, Musk would enjoy it greatly. This is not Elon Musk's first rodeo in Russia. His first venture into the country was uneventful to say the least. Back in 2002, when a 30-year-old Musk had just launched SpaceX, he had the time, he had the money, but he had no rockets. At the time, there were very few players in the aerospace industry simply because rockets were just too expensive. Therefore, Musk looked east towards Russia, a country that was a leader in the space race but had since fallen off after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Their space program was severely underfunded and desperately in need of money. Musk flew to Russia to meet up with space officials 3 times, but nothing came out of these negotiations. Russian space officials reportedly jacked up the prices of rockets. One official even went as far as to physically attack Musk. He reportedly spat at Elon's shoes. Now fast forward to 20 years later and boy oh boy, have the tides turned. This time around, Russia is practically desperate for Elon Musk to invest in the Russian aerospace industry. The striking reversal of tones comes because of SpaceX's successful missions in the cosmos. SpaceX has proven the flight worthiness of its Crew Dragon spacecraft on 5 occasions, 4 of which were crewed flights into orbit. In May 2020, SpaceX brought the first 2 astronauts to the space station as part of a demo flight. The 4-strong Crew 1 and Crew 2 followed in November 2020 and April 2021 respectively. In September, SpaceX successfully operated the first commercial orbital mission, Inspiration 4, the first orbital flight of a civilian crew made up of non-professional astronauts. In our view, SpaceX has already acquired enough experience for us to be able to put our cosmonauts on Crew Dragon, Director Rogozin said through a translator. Are Rogozin and Roscosmos admitting defeat by planning to fly cosmonauts on board SpaceX's Crew Dragon? His endorsement comes at an unusual time, with Russian officials revealing earlier this year that the country is planning to abandon the ISS after 2 decades of continuous international occupation and cooperation. Or perhaps Russia is simply ensuring Russian cosmonauts will be on board the aging outpost until the bitter end. Or it could be an opportunistic play. At the end of the day, maybe we should just take Rogozin by his word. NASA Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy said during Monday's conference that they have an expectation that there should be several flights before they feel confident in the performance of the vehicle, which Crew Dragon has now proven. NASA and SpaceX are currently in the final days of preparations to launch their Crew 3 mission, which is scheduled for launch on November 10th, but take this news with a pinch of salt since the date has already been changed several times. The mission will launch a crew of 4 NASA astronauts, Raja Chari, Tom Marshburn, and Caleb Barron, as well as European Space Agency astronaut Matthias Maurer to the International Space Station to begin a 6-month mission. SpaceX's Crew 4 mission will follow in April 2022. A Russian cosmonaut will not likely join a Dragon mission earlier than Crew 5. The two aerospace giants had an exchange over Twitter following an interview Rogozin gave for CNN on the 7th of September about the future of the Russian space industry, during which Rogozin praised Musk for being an organizer of the space industry and as an investor who is not afraid to take the risk. Rogozin even said that millionaires in his own country prefer to invest more in yachts rather than in spaceships, and expressed admiration for the private United States space industry. Let's just hope Elon can get to him before the KGB does. Okay, so now that relations between Elon Musk and Russia have smoothed over, what exactly does the future entail? Well, for one thing, in September, Musk announced that he has plans to open a factory in Russia for SpaceX. Considering that Russia is the first nation to ever complete a space mission, Musk is open to the idea of establishing factories there so that he can have access to an experienced workforce. There is no doubt that the aerospace industry in Russia has some of the greatest minds. Elon Musk, while speaking as the special guest at a Russian aerospace event, mentioned that SpaceX already has production sites in the United States and China, and now they are looking to open more facilities around the globe. Elon Musk's expansion into Russia could also be great for Tesla. Russia has a minimal investment in the EV industry. The auto industry in Russia has no major electric car projects due to the lack of proper charging infrastructure. Tesla could easily solve this problem. Already being a top dog in the automobile industry, we don't think Musk would find it very difficult to raise the ranks in Russia's EV sector. The next gigafactory for Tesla is reported to be in the works. Rumors are this new gigafactory is going to be in Russia. Earlier in May, Tesla CEO Elon Musk hinted that the US-based vehicle manufacturer is planning on building its new gigafactory in Russia. He also indicated that the business should be in neighboring countries of Russia like Kazakhstan and CIS countries. At a forum on Russian education in Moscow, Musk was heard saying, "There is a lot of talent and energy in Russia, and I think there should be more dialogue and communication between Russia and the United States." He had also said, "I think we will soon be present in Russia. I think it will be amazing. We also need to look more broadly at Kazakhstan and other CIS countries. This is important to us." If the deal comes to fruition, it will be a major step towards advancement in space technology. Only time can tell what comes out of this arrangement, since both Elon and Dmitry Rogozin are both known to backpedal from their promises. Just this year alone, Rogozin has gone from sheer rage at NASA for giving SpaceX carte blanche to threatening American space journalists to inviting Musk in for tea with his family. And that's just over the past year. And we don't even need to tell you the amount of empty promises Musk has made in the past. Well folks, this is it for today's video. Let us know what you think will come out of this new arrangement between Russia and Elon Musk. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Tap that bell icon to stay up to date with all our latest content. Until next time, bye.